So I created this background by using the Freeform gradient effect in Adobe Illustrator. These are 3D effect letters, which I can show you in a different video, but let me show you how I created this. Okay, so I'm going to create a new file, and let's just make a postcard. I prefer to have it wider than it is tall, and if you want to measure it in inches, 5 by 7 I think is always a good size if you're going to be printing it. Okay, so here's my new document. It's 5 by 7. What I'm going to do first is just cover the background with a rectangle shape. So here is the rectangle tool, and I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to drag and select to make a rectangle over the entire area. And now I'm just going to fill it with a dark color so that I can kind of see the effect better. So when I pick fill, I'm going to fill it with a dark color. To create this gradient tool, we're going to push the G, just the letter G on your keyboard, okay? So when you push the letter G, you should see these three popping up in your right-hand area. It is under Properties, so make sure you can see your properties. And if you can't, go to Window, see how there's a check mark next to Properties, that's why I can see it. If I uncheck it, it goes away. So if you're like, I'm not seeing anything there, it's because you don't have that window open. So go to Windows, click on Properties, and now we can see all these properties. Okay, so this tells you what type of gradients you have to choose from. This obviously is linear gradient, radial gradient, or freeform gradient. We're going to choose the freeform gradient. Now when you do that, 4 points to choose colors automatically pop up. If you want to add more, and I would suggest adding more, you're just going to click. Okay, so see how this is it looks like this, and I just click where I want to add a point. So let's add maybe 4 or 5 more points. Okay, now what I do to change the points to be different colors and add that watercolor effect is when I select a point and it becomes those 2 blue circles, I'm going to click Fill, and I'm going to fill that area with a color. I would suggest using color schemes and knowledge of color schemes and the color wheel to choose your colors, not just randomly putting a whole bunch of colors. And I think that the analogous color scheme looks really good for this watercolor effect. So analogous colors are colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel, like yellow, yellow, green, and green. So let's pick a yellow here. And that's good. Okay, so now let's pick a different one. So I'm going to click, and you see how it becomes 2 blue circles. Let's fill that with a different color. Let's choose the yellow green. If I don't like that one, I can always go to some different options here, and I can go lighter or darker. Okay, let's do a different one. Make sure it becomes 2 blue circles. Okay, let's do a really nice light yellow for this one. That's good. Now let's do this one. Fill it with maybe a dark green. That's good. But these are movable, and so if you hover over one with your mouse, and if you just kind of click and drag it, you can rearrange these. So it's really nice just to be able to kind of mess with these a little bit, rearrange them, and get a swirly watercolor effect. And I think it's nice to just kind of look at as well. So you have this circle and the plus sign. You can just add another one, and you can say, okay, I think I want a little bit more of a middle green there. There we go. And now that we have that, let's move it a little bit. You could add as many of these points as you want. Now, I don't know what happened there, but if you do anything you don't like it, just push Command Z. That is the undo button. So push and hold down the Command button, and then while you're holding down Command, push Z. I do think it's fun to kind of play around with these a little bit. All right, there we go. There's my background. This makes a really nice background for a poster or for some letters or for some shapes that you're going to put on top of it. Now, it does not automatically save, so when you're done, just remember to click File, Save As, And I can save it in my downloads as an Adobe Illustrator and save and click OK. There, now it's saved so I can turn it in to my assignment.